Stories like Ready Player One dealing with humans entering the machine are showing up more and more in pop culture, which has gotten me wanting to dig into the roots that brought us here. Before we were going into the machines, we were building the machines. And when we built these machines, we found ourselves inside of them.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Does not compute. Does not compute.
Advanced music.
Ancora!
I understand human emotions, although I do not feel them myself.
We're obsessed with creating non-human robot characters, yet somehow we end up making them the most human characters in the stories we place them in.
What did you believe the Blue Fairy could do for you?
She would make me a real boy.
But you are a real boy.
If you didn't see yourself or someone you love in that supercut just now, perhaps it's you that's non-human.
We're just office drones. We are office drones. All we do is work.
And maybe we have this obsession because we get to create these beings with clean slates, without all our human frailties or cultural biases, and we get to place them in these situations that are hard for us to deal with. I'm going to talk about two robots who show us the light and dark side of AI and how we've made them in our image. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how Ready Player One is just one of the latest dips we've taken into putting our minds into the machines. Robot number one, Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation. So who is Data, or rather, what is he? That's the question everyone asks or tries not to ask about him throughout the series. But like many androids, he's kind of a Pinocchio character. He's a sentient android built by a human in his own image.
May I ask you a question, sir? Certainly. Anything you like. Why did you create me?
And in that very literal way, Data is a mirror of humanity. His greatest quest is to understand humankind and what makes them human. He wasn't built with the ability to process emotion, and so the character, in his curiosity towards humanity, works hard to emulate emotion and adopt what he values in human behavior.
Chew! What are you doing?
Sneezing.
Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, said to Brent Spiner, the actor who plays Data,
While Brand Data, as the series progresses, will become more and more like a human as he begins to assimilate all the humanity around him until, at the very end of the show, he'll become so much like a human and still not.
Data is constantly an outsider. His clinical look at humanity, as well as the fact that he isn't a human, makes it hard for others to recognize him as an individual, respectable being. There are full episodes dedicated to the unwillingness of others to recognize him as an equal.
Data is not sentient, no.
He struggles to belong, and though he supposedly has no emotion, it's hard to describe his behavior without using the word love. He even creates a daughter at one point, and his greatest gift to her is the ability to process emotion, something he's unable to do. But this very gift is what, tragically, leads to her death. Data is beloved to the entire crew of the Enterprise because they see his value for humanity. In many ways, Data is the embodiment of human love and service. He's a beautiful character, and it's hard not to be in awe of his development throughout the Star Trek series. Robot number two, HAL 9000 from 2001, A Space Odyssey. HAL represents the opposite side of the spectrum, the dark side of AI. Unlike Data, there is no attempt to represent him as physically human. But at the same time, HAL seems more human than the silent, contemplative people on board. All of his characterization comes through his voice and through shots of his red eye.
Good evening, Dave.
How you doing, Hal?
Everything's running smoothly. And you?
Oh, not too bad.
Have you been doing some more work?
A few sketches.
May I see them?
Sure.
HAL is proud. He doesn't just have the subjective knowledge that he's incapable of error, he's proud of that fact.
You're the brain and central nervous system of the ship, and your responsibilities include watching over the men in hibernation. Does this ever cause you any lack of confidence?
Let me put it this way, Mr. Raymer. The 9000 series is the most reliable computer ever made. No 9,000 computer has ever made a mistake or distorted information. We are all, by any practical definition of the words, foolproof and incapable of error.
The irony is that the objectives his human creators designed him with were at odds. Hal's true mission was to investigate a mysterious monolith floating out near Jupiter at all costs, including at the cost of his human protecting objective. Like the algorithms that run our lives and news feeds today, Hal's output was exactly what it was programmed to be. When push came to shove, he started killing humans instead of protecting them. A slave to his own design, Hal was forced to abandon one objective in pursuit of another.
What are you talking about, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
But like all beautiful AI stories, we see internal conflict within Hal, and we feel for him. He's expressive, he's at odds with himself, and he wants to live.
I know everything hasn't been quite right with me, but I can assure you now, very confidently, that it's going to be all right again.
He's at his most human when faced with imminent death, and in a fit of self-preservation, he sings a children's song as he slowly fades.
I can sing it for you.
Yes. I'd like to hear it, Hal. Sing it for me.
It's called Daisy. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do.
Robot number 3, us. Just look at Ready Player One. Back before digital technology, pop culture robots were steam-powered. But the moment digital technology showed up, we started putting ourselves in these machines. The most recent example is Ready Player One. It's a post-apocalyptic version of Earth where the only life worth living is one where you enter a boundless digital reality. And maybe that's what's so interesting to us about robots. They're like us, we can see the humanity in them, but the potential of machine life seems to be endless. So why not upload ourselves to the cloud and have immortal access to an endless universe? Here, right now, in real life, we're really just trying to figure out what our relationship will be with AI moving into the future. Maybe the day Pinocchio becomes a real boy will actually just be the day we become Pinocchio.